Good greetings everybody, I'm Rusty Dog and welcome to Flight Simulator, where today we're going to be looking at the new Simbrief. Yes, I haven't even checked it out yet, I've been saving it for right now, so I hope it's not going to catch me out. Right, so we are in the Fenix A320 today, one that I haven't flown for quite a while. And it is early morning here in, where am I? Chicago. We are at O'Hare International Airport in Chicago. And the sun is just coming up there, as you can see. This place has got 8 runways. Goodness gracious me. And yeah, there's a few planes here. I don't see too much activity, but there you go. This is ours, Tango, Fly Tango, Air Canada, because we're flying to Canada. We're going to be flying today from Chicago's O'Hare International Airport over to Pearson International Airport in Toronto. There's a plane going up on our screen. Cool. Yes, so this is a USA to Canada flight. Airtime's going to be around, don't know exactly yet, is going to be around an hour and a half, I think, something along those lines. Now, because I haven't fired up Simbrief yet, I have no flight planning done at all, so we're going to have to sit through all of that. So, who's with us? Commander KSY is with us, 07, Commander KSY, and Krusty Scab has a seat. The A1 seat. Fine. First class, I guess. Welcome to the stream. Okay. So, I don't fly the, like I said, I don't fly the Fenix too often. But it's been a while now, and I'm just going to pretend I'm in the fly-by-wire one and just do it that way. And hope nothing goes wrong, which inevitably something is going to go wrong. My iPad is dying. I'm losing battery power. That's because the cable's in, but it's not charging because there's no batteries on the plane. And so the battery is actually going. It was 92% about 5 to 7 minutes ago. So it's losing power quite quickly. So we get that. We should be fine. 86% battery still, so we're still good. So yeah, we have a cold and dark setup. I've got nothing written down on my flight prep notes because I have no idea what runway we're taking off from. So I couldn't do any flight planning whatsoever. And so I'm just going to set up Simbrief on the stream here so that you guys can get a grab of it. Okay. All right. So let me get to the dashboard. So Simbrief has changed dramatically in its looks. It's supposed to be the case that it makes for easier flight planning. So let's go check it out. Let's go check it out. Out? Is that what they would say in Canada? Check it out. Let's go check it out. This is the new Simbrief. And as you can see, it is radically different. Just going to resize that up. There we go. So we have Welcome Rusty, help and support, software downloads. That could be Simbrief's downloader program, I guess. Featured website, system status, system change log, the current AIRAC cycle, aircraft types. These are the Boeings that have been 25%. I don't know, right? Yeah, okay. Flight plans. This is the last one we flew out, I think, isn't it? Yeah, Cincinnati to Kansas City. That's the last one we did in the 800. That's the last flight plan. And these are recent flights that we did. It's the same one. Did we have a couple of goes at that? I guess. Oh, yeah, I did. I flight planned it earlier in the day, and then I brought it up later. That's fine. Okay, this is all new. Edit flight, view flight plan. This is what the new one's going to look like. There's a lot more info on the screen now. Saved airframes, which is all the planes that I have saved up. That's good. And we do have the Fenix here as well. So what I want to know is, does it still give you really high or higher than what you would expect altitudes, cruising altitudes for short flights? I don't know. I think that might be based on the airframe of the plane though. Right, so we better get going because we've got a lot of flight planning to do before we actually start the wheels rolling. So new flight then. Wow, this is what it looks like. So we are flying Tango Airlines today, I guess. So we'll just put TGO, flight number 2627, which is my usual, and we will be departing out of Chicago O'Hare International Airport, which is CORD, and we will be arriving at Pearson International in Toronto. I'm saying that right, I think. Toronto. Now the alternate airport is calculated automatically. The aircraft type will be the Phoenix. Please tell me you're going to be here. Row. There we go. Fenix A320. Okay, so it's calculated the alternate airport based on the plane. Makes more sense. See, before it used to calculate this, and then you'd say what plane it was. So it could be like a little tiny Cessna or a jet airliner, but now it's not calculating the alternate until you tell it what plane it is. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I like that. Right. So cruising altitude, cost index is automatically calculated. Call sign. So I think we kind of leave all of this alone, right? One of these, is that the one I used to have in the old Simbrief? One of these I have turned off because otherwise the flight plan just goes into so much detail. And I think it's these you turn off, so it's remembered that setting. Units for fuel would be kilos. Detailed flight mapping, reserve fuel. Contingency fuel has been set to auto. Okay. Right, here's the scheduled flight time, 1 hour 35. Departing, now we've got information. Thank you. So, we're departing out of runway 22 left. I'm going to have to write all this down because I need all these notes. And arriving on runway 23. So, we're going from here on the left all the way across and up to there. Cool. Very nice. What do we have here? Oh, hello. Simbrief, Voyager, and Positron. I was hoping one might be a little satellite map, which would be nice and cool. But I think I actually prefer this. It's difficult to make out the line, the flight line. Yeah, because it is white. But never mind. Alright. Let's take a look then. Passengers automatic. You can put your own number of passengers that you want in there if you wish. This is our basic route. So we'll put those in a bit later. Zero fuel weight will be automatically calculated. Freight, nothing. Freight is not the same as the cargo, like what the passengers bring on board, all the luggage. This is like extra stuff. Like, yeah, so extra fuel, no. Altitude, auto. I'm going to keep that on for now. Suggested routes, so we've got different choices here. This one matches the first one, so if we click on these, we've got different routes we can take. Oh, that is quite different. Is it updating the flight time? I'm not sure. Oh, by the way, the suggested routes here, all these alternative routes, were all available in the previous Simbrief. Your route distance is 428 nautical miles, plus 13.1%. Okay. Analyze the route. Find SIDS and stars. I'm going to click this. Multiple SIDs and stars are available. Please choose from the list below. Nuba 5. Okay, well, I'm not going to click apply. Just going to let it do it. Route finder. Okay, so where's the main button now? Generate flight. There it is. Alright, let's go. And this will give us our new approved flight plan. Because remember, it was all in text before. It was all in like text. I know what I mean. It was all in like what do you call it? Courier text, like typed. And now it looks like this, all modern now. Here's our route. Where's the? Okay, there should be another route. Alternate airport. Yeah, there should be another route shown. This is the text I was talking about. Yeah, this is not what we want though. Alright, so there's the route. Oh, buddy. HTC flight plan. This is all new to me now. Do we have the weather information somewhere? Briefing preview. This is what we want. It's a lot smaller now, but I'm assuming that I can rectify that, right? Can I? Can I twiddle this across? No. Don't tell me I can't make the map smaller. Slide this across. Shoot. This is a lot smaller text now. It's a pity you can't pop this out. Right, where's all the weather info? Here we go. Wind information, I should say, to be more specific. There it is. Alright. So the briefing preview is what we're going to need. And then we have the departure airport details, which I generally don't look at. Okay. I like the way how it's all, you know, neatly spaced out now. It's cool. Arrival airport. This is just general information. Taxiway, Centerline lights, mixed technology, incandescent and LEDs. Yeah. Right. Flight plan downloads. Now, with the Fenix, I believe we don't need to do that. We can just pop it straight into the plane. But you can use the Simbrief downloader, or it should be here. Perfect. I don't think there's one for Fenix. No, you see, you don't need to. But the PMDG one should be here. So if we wanted to download it to for the Boeings, we would do it with that one. Okay, so everything's here that was there before. The only thing I would like is that the flight plan briefing be bigger. But we have a lot of information here as well. Estimated zero fuel weight. Okay. Right, so I'll be feeding off a lot of this information. Where's the CI that's there? CI6. Altitude 35,000, 451 nautical miles. Air cycle is fine. Passengers, 162 passengers. En route burn, 2.6 kilograms. Tons. 2.6 tons. Passengers. There's the cargo. Okay, so there you've got 2.5 tons of cargo, 162 passengers. There's the fuel. Very cool. Alright, let's switch back over to the plane then, and we'll start powering it up before my iPad loses its battery altogether. Wow. We are cold and dark here, guys, and Yeah, starting right from scratch. So, batteries on. By the way, what is my iPad down to now? 79%. Okay, well, it should start powering up. Let's get the ground power on. Okay, now the iPad should start more concerned about the battery. Let's have the crew supply and the ground. Where are you? Ground control. No, not that. The ground thing. The ground. Yeah, it's here. Where are you? Ground control. Oh, it is that. Yeah, okay, I did have it right. It threw me when it came out and said toggle the cockpit recorder. But fair enough. So we should be able to access the Simbrief flight plan on the bear with me. I got thrown by the beeps. We should be able to access it on the iPad. Right, so what are we looking at here? I'm going to put those on. We need to arm. Where do we arm the exit doors? Or am I in Boeing mode again? I really need to fly this plane more often. I'm sure there was a arming. No, we're not ditching. God help me up to press that button. Ah, is it this one? No. There's one that arms the. It must be Boeing. I must be getting it mixed up with Boeing. Right. Okay, so the GPS is lining up. Fuel. It's got a. Oh, the fuel's in the wrong thing. It's in pounds. We need to change that. And are we still waiting for alignment? Normally there's a message here to tell you fuel auto feed fault. I'm hoping that's going to go away. Fuel on board, too much. In other words, I think we've got too much fuel. Okay, and we're charging. Right, so Fenix, talk to me. Tap to import from Simbrief. There is a unit mismatch, you're quite right. And we need to do that. We need to go to, I don't know which one it would be. Sim settings. Units. And we definitely want kilos. That's fine, and that's fine. Okay, let's re-import the flight. Cool. And we're expected to take off in 22 minutes. No, nope. Or at least depart, like roll out. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So we do have the jetway attached, but I don't know whether. Yeah, that door is open. Okay. So mass and balance then. It's already got the correct amount there. Cargo, that doesn't match with what Simbrief said exactly. The fuel does. So if we load the aircraft, do you have to I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm just wondering whether I can't remember on this whether you can click something and it takes all these settings and pops it into the plane's computer. But let's do fast because it's not going to make too much of a difference. So let's see if the fuel has reset here. It has. Oh, okay, nav alignment in 5 minutes. That's fine. So the cargo doors are now open, which I guess it's doing that on its own. Right, so let's take a look. Select the desired system. Have a look at the config here. Fuel is correct. The weight is going up because it's loading the plane, obviously. Passengers are boarding. Yep, they are indeed. It's a bit early, but we can do that with GSX as well, but there's not really much point because we don't have a see-through jetway to see all the passengers coming in, so not much to see there. The only difference would be sound as they're coming in, so I guess we could do it.
Boarding requested.
And it's going to ask me what I want, who I want boarding, which will be everybody. Okay, where's the menu button on this? So Atsu, wait for, okay, AOC menu. And we want, I don't know whether we need to do this, do we? Let's have a look in the flight plan. Yeah, we do. So nav accuracy upgrade. Update, is it upgrade? Yeah, upgrade. Okay. Hey PB Wolf, how you doing, my man? Let's pull in the flight plan when I can get there. I think all this is good. Weather information, I guess we can request it. Or here. Oh, don't start asking me to open doors. Ah, that's not good. That's not good. Do it again. You'll have to wait for me to open the door, so stop nagging. Right, we want the METAR. Okay, there it is. Well, hopefully that'll be there for later. What have we got anyway? Air pressure 3019. Right, what do you want? The doors are open. Forward cargo door, it's done. Surely. That's done over here. I think. I'm really not used to this. Oh, here we go. Forward cargo. I'm gonna do the aft cargo as well. Because it's bound to ask. It's different types of cargo here. I guess they must put all of the luggage in these boxes. I don't know. Oh great, it's taken the jetway away. That's gonna help. GSX, honestly. Come on guys. Sort yourselves out. The jetway was attached when we started the stream, so why it's unattached itself, I don't know. And nothing's moving here. Oh yes it is. Yeah, I use FSLTL instead of FS traffic. I think I prefer it. But yeah, I'm using my own live traffic app already. I'm not understanding the passenger boarding thing. Right, while I remember, let's get this up to the correct pressure. Why is it just bored in the baggaging? Stop beeping. Why is it? Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. That's okay. I think that's okay. It's because we haven't told the plane where we are yet. Let's go do that. It's horrible when you're not quite used to a plane, isn't it? Right, so we need to go here and in it, and let's grab hopefully the init request. Don't make me do this manually. Thank you. Alright, flight number. We are TG 26 27. Cost index is a lowly 6, I believe, on Simbrief. Let me just get the Simbrief screen back up for myself. So cost index 6, yeah, which means we're going to be flying on fumes. Right, so the cruise and the temperature. Okay, so we need the detailed information on the flight plan. Where are you? Here we go. Oh, I wonder if I could show it to you on here. So what we need now is the temperature at our cruising speed, and we know that the cruising speed was let's go back up again. Cruising speed, sorry, I'm saying it all wrong, I'm not concentrating. The cruising altitude is what I mean. 35,000 feet is what it is. Right, so let's go here, and we want to go to the flight plan. It's got no hope of me taxiing out in that time. I just saw it. I just saw it before. Has to be in here then. It's not that. This? No. Alright, where is it? Where's my flight plan? It's not Navigraph. Pilot brief. Has to be. Yes. Come on. Yes, baby. That's what we wanted. Alright. So, we're flying at 35,000 and we need the temps and stuff. So, let's do that. Right, so I'm trying to figure out how the hell to scroll on this. And I've got no idea. Oh, we can grab it. So we'll come down to the wind information. And there it is, 350. That's our top of climb. 283 is the heading, and 93 is, wow, that's the wind. It's gonna be a little bit windy. Temperature will be minus 58 there. So 283, 93 is what that wants. So let's stick that in there. 283/93. Clickety boo boo. Wait a minute, that says. Oh, this is different. Oh, okay. Whatever. Yeah. So I'm guessing it wants 350 minus. But it doesn't need the temp. It'll work it out, surely. Let me just put the flight level in and see what happens. Minus 108. What are you in Fahrenheit now? Dudes, man. What's going on? Ah. They don't do Fahrenheit on this. What the hell is this? So, okay. So 350. I'll just have to tell it what it is. Sorry, I know I'm looking all newbie on this, but it's just because I'm trying to figure out where everything is and where everything goes. It says here minus, oops, top of climb, sorry, minus 58. Okay. Never known where I'm about to tell the plane the temperature. The Boeing works it out. The Boeing knows it from the wind. Anyway, okay. So here's all the other wind stuff. Haha, let's see if the wind request works. That'll be cool if it does. Well, dip me in maple syrup. It does. How far have you got? This is from the ground up. That's really good. I wonder if it does the descent winds as well. Oh, nice. Let me just clear out all of these messages. There we go. Right, so next we need flight plan. And immediately we have a discontinuity because we haven't put in our SIDS and stars yet. So the departure, just checking the route, is E-bake. So let's go to departure, and we're departing on runway 22 left. There it is. No SIDS? Serious? Okay. Yeah, E-bake is the first one we come to, so we're going to have to ditch this continuity, which we can do. We'll just click clear and click on that. Insert. I have no idea what this is. 2161. We maybe see that on the charts. Okay, so at the destination, the arrival is runway 23, ILS, hopefully. There it is. Come back. ILS 23. And we're coming in on the Nuba 5 star. Nuba 5, do you have this? Do you have it? Nuba 5. Right, transition. Well, okay, this we get off Navigraph. Now, this is a bit I'm still learning about when it comes to initial approaches. So the transition is the bit in between your descent and your final approach. This is the bit in between. So AppDax Fingal, so we're coming in via Nuba. So let's see if we can pick something up here. Which means going, oh great, we've got a Navigraph link straight here. This confirm export, this will take you to the, no, that's a different thing. Don't want to do that. So into Navigraph. And we want to go to okay, this isn't what I was expecting. Are you taking this off the Simbrief? Oh wow, you are, aren't you? Import route. Yeah, can you give me the option to this isn't what I want. No, I want you to show me. Okay, maybe here. Yes, this is what I wanted. Alright. But again, this looks different. Go back one. Have I missed one out? Yes, here we go. Approach and arrival. So we have approach, arrival. There we go. And we're coming in Nuba 5, wasn't it? Well, I hope I know what I'm doing. Right. So we've got, oh, we've got a couple. But we're coming in on runway 23, so it has to be this one. Now the transition. Can we full screen this? Probably not. So there's Nuba. And then let me refresh my memory on the options here. So we've got AppDax, Fingal, Moni. Okay. So there's AppDax. There's Moni. There's Fingal. And we're coming in on runway 23, which is this guy here. So we know we're going to Nuba, but it's whether we come via Moni, AppDax, Fingal. I guess it depends on the heading you're coming in at. I think Fingal works well because we are coming in from, you know, Chicago, which is kind of down here, and we're going up. So Fingal would work. AppDax would be fine. We can fly any of these in that we want, but I'm quite happy to go Fingal here. So yeah, let's do that. Let's go Fingal. There's another couple of transitions after that, but I'm happy with Fingal. So all right. So ILS Nuba 5 transitioning at Fingal, and go. Cool. So before I shouldn't really have inserted that. Or maybe I should. I don't know. On the Boeing, I apply the flight plan, but you really shouldn't until you whip through it like I'm going to do now, and then you should apply it. So, wow, we're doing a U-turn straight out of here. That's because of the runway we're taking off on is that way. That's due to the headwind. So let's go down, and I'm not happy with this. Let's just bring that out a little bit so we can see the routes. So we've got an 18 nautical mile range now. So let's carry on with that. Making sure it all looks good. We've got a discontinuity there. I'll fix that. Let's clear that and just tie it together. Okay, and there's the Fingal that we chose. Turning on to Durlow, and then all the way up. And what the hell? Something doesn't look right, unless it's just me. What is this? So my question would be, what is this, and why have we just missed the runway? This is runway 23, and why are we flying over here? And oh, okay, okay, I know. We're probably doing a U-turn up at the top there because, are we? No, it's not connected. This ain't right, guys. Manual, yeah. The runway 23 is. I need to look at the runway. I can't make this out. So from here I want airport info reference. Sorry, this is taking a while, guys, but it's just because Simbrief is new and I'm running through the whole thing. This isn't what I want. Oh, yeah, this'll do. I'm happy with that. Zoom me in. Right, so runway 23 is coming in at that way, so we will be flying past it and then round. Okay, well, okay, that's fine. So we have a discontinuity there, which we can shift. Okay, it's making more sense to me now. Not allowed. Okay, that's because I think we need to clear the manual. And then, do we get to clear the other one? Right, I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll try it. Do we now have... There we go. Alright, I'm hoping the plane can make all of the constraints. Is this making sense to anybody? Hey, Vinoplonk, that's a lot of granularity. Yeah. But this is... The Airbus is... This Fenix one is the most realistic aircraft that has appeared in any sim ever. Like, this is as close to real as it gets, this one. Right, so it looks like the flight plan is good to go. We will be flying past the runway and then doing a loop round. But again, that's all down to the winds. Otherwise it would have come straight in on the other side. It would have been easier. But it looks like this is fine, so we can come off the plan mode and go back to arc. Awesome. And I can bring this down to around 10, which I like to use for taxiing and stuff. Personal preference. Right, so we're going through a sequence called diffrip. Okay, so it's D for data, which we did at the... You don't have to bother with this one on the sim. I for init, which we did, and we brought the flight plan in. F, diff, is to put the flight plan in, which we've done. Then rip, the R would be a radio nav, where you put the ILS frequencies in, but I think it's kind of doing that for us, so I'm not going to bother with that. This will be the ILS frequency departing from here, I think, and then that should change on the arrival. But I'll have the ILS frequency ready just in case, and we'll stick it in. Well, it ain't there. Oh no, you don't. You put it on the computer, yeah. And then the diff rip. So you got I again, which is back here, and now you go to the next page, which is this one, and this is where we start adding the weights and balances and measures and stuff like that. So we know that we have the fuel on board and the passengers on board already, so we are the correct weights. Now it's not going to automatically put it in like the Boeing. Is the block fuel going to go in? Nope. So we've got to put it in ourselves, so we can get that off. You can get it off the pilot brief. I'm just thinking, can you get it from here too? I think so. Yeah, we're 3 minutes overdue now. Are we? No, maybe you can't. Mass and balance. So 0 fuel weight. Here we go. 59514. So 5951. So it'll be 59.5, and the CG is 29.6, because that's what it's asking me next. So slash 29.6. That should go in there. Block fuel is on the flight plan, which was... Does it tell you here? It'd be nice if it was here. Yes, planned fuel. 6141. Let's just round it up to 61.5. Or is it 6.1? Yeah, let's get 6.2 of fuel in there. How much? What do we got in here? Does it say? 6140. So you can't... I can just put 6.1 on. Whatever. 6.1. Okay, and it should fill in the rest automatically. Come on. Yes, baby. Alright, so that gives us an extra That's a lot. 1.9 hours of extra time to get to the other runway, the alternate runway in case there's a problem. 50 minutes extra, that's a lot of fuel over. 0.2 tons for taxiing. This is the plane working that out. So now that the plane's got all this information, the next thing we go to is on diff rip would be the P, the performance, and that we're going to calculate on the iPad. I don't think the plane does it for you, like the Boeing. No, not here. Transition altitude is correct. Flaps, I'm going to be using, I don't know how long the runway is, 4,000 feet was it or something? Let's get flaps 2 on there, but let's do it from here. We'll see if we can do it from here. I'll try. So departure performances, sync with the live weather so we can get the live weather, and oh come on, tell me you can load from Simbrief. Oh, it has. But oh, okay, I thought this was all grayed out. It just looked weird. So 22 left. Surface is nice and dry. Flap config will be 2. Force toga, no, don't need that. Anti-ice off. Packs. We should put those on. Where are they anyway? I don't know. I know where they are on the Boeing. Aren't they up here somewhere, the packs? Or even up at the top? I don't even know what the button is. This one. Are they not up here? APU, engine. Where are the packs on a 320? Huh. I guess I can go without them. It's just for cabin pressure really, but here, cabin pressure. Alright. Well, what we'll do is we'll just say off. Takeoff weight is correct, that's correct. Wind, that's what it's just brought it in live. Altimeter is now 3020. So you calculate, and while you're doing that, I'm going to adjust this. Okay, so now we have our V speeds. So 139, 139, 141 with flaps 2 and a flex to temp of 64. Engine out. I don't normally mess with those, but let's get this in first. So 139. Oops. Yeah, I'm just learning about N1 limits on the Boeings, where you can apply how much thrust limits you have. Thank you. Yeah, when you take off. So it can't go over a certain percentage of thrust, you know. I'm learning more things about the Boeing, which is why I chose this. 142 was V2, is it? 141. My apologies. Right, flaps 2. Oh, what do we have here? Where's the pad? Very dark, this. So, thrust reduction and engine out. Not quite sure where to put those on this plane. I know where they go on the Boeing, but maybe on the next page. So the flex to temp will be 64. What's on its phase? Ah, here we go. Thrust reduction. So it's got 2154, 2154. And that's not what we have here. We have 1660. Oh, I hope you're right, because this looks like reduced thrust to me. Or it's reducing it at a certain point. I hope that's right, because the next phase is the climb. I don't think we need to put anything in here for now. So that's it. That's the MCDU done. And we can now start firing the rest of the damn plane up. Woohoo! As for all the arrival information, well, I guess we'll do it when we get up there. I'll go into Navigraph and we'll check it all when we get up there. And hopefully I'll have enough time. An hour and a half should give me enough time. Now what I'm wondering is there a page that will give us the flight, you know, showing the flight across the screen like it does on the fly-by-wire. I think this one, right? Probably when we take off. I don't know, that screen may change. Alright, so we've got the flight plan in, passengers are on board, we've got an error message on here, Navi alt discrepancy, Navigraph altitude discrepancy. Why? Okay, I've just pressed the QNH and it's down to 3018. That's why there was a discrepancy there. Right, so let's get the altitude up to the transition, which is going to be 18. I'm looking for buttons that are on that are for the Boeing. Yeah, put the constraints on here as well. Let's get the arm up because it's in the way. Now, remind me where the TCAS is. Here. Okay. And this one. There we go. Alright, cool. I'm trying to remember everything. So let's get the fuel pumps on. We've done the first column. We've got everything here. So let's get the APU started. 2, 3, go. And cabin pressure's all automatic, thankfully, not like the Boeing. So no smoking onto auto. Chime on. There's the emergency. There's the arming thing. I knew it was in that corner. There we go. We've armed the emergency exits. See, I knew. We'll just work our way up here. There should be no orange lights once the engines are started. There's the packs. Yes, there's the packs. They say fault at the moment, but that's okay. Right, it looks okay. It looks okay, guys. I think we're all right. Once the APU's powered up, we can turn off the ground power, and we can start taxiing out. Question is, which the hell way are we going out? I don't know. Let's have a look on the map and see if we can find runway. There's 8 runways here, and one of them is 22 left. Is it going to zoom in enough? Yes, it is. 27 center. Alright, so it can't be that. It has to be one of these. Actually, maybe it doesn't have to be one of these. There it is, 22 left. That's where we have to go. And we are a mile away. We're here. So nose right, and we'll follow the taxiway all the way. I think maybe slip through here and then go along. There is on the Navigraph, it does tell you the route you should take, or routes that you can take, but I'm just going to largely ignore those. But yeah, it's nose right, tail left, and then we'll work it out from there. Right, what else? Anything before we set off? Everything's on here. Flight directors are on. I'm looking around and my brain's thinking, it's thinking Boeing. Looking for buttons that's on the Boeing plane. This is fine. So flaps will engage when the engines are on. Ground spoilers the same before we take off. That'll be fine. Display seat belts, no smoking, parking brake, company message, which is the weather, and the APU is now available. Awesome. So let's put the APU bleed on and turn off external power. Please don't mess up. No. Okay. So we should be burbling out the back here, and we are. Okay, let's get pushback. think I've done everything I need to start this thing up. So, do we have a pushback facility here? I believe we do. Ground services. And all the doors are closed. So, ground power unit can disappear. Chocks and cones can go. And pushback. Okay. This is rudimentary and I think you have to do it yourself. So, I'm going to trust it to GSX. My frame rates are a bit down at the moment, between 17 and 21, but we'll manage. Here we go. De-icing. Now the only reason it would ask that is if we need it.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
I'm going to turn on the anti-ice then, because I didn't realize it was that cold.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
Normally it would tell you here that you need that the plane's detected ice or something, but maybe it does that in the sky and not on the ground.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Right, let's fly to Tirana. Tirana. Yeah, my tea's gone cold and it's horrible. What are you waiting for? Me to turn off that? Oh no, okay, here we go. Driver was asleep.
Locking gear.
Yeah, PB, you should challenge yourself, man. Get yourself into one of these planes and take it up a notch. They're good to learn. Okay, we want nose right facing southeast on taxiway A, small straight pushback, manual stop after 100, maximum 100 meters. Let's go nose right.
Release parking brakes.
I will, once you let me go inside.
Release parking brakes.
I'm doing it, relax, chill, bro.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
Yeah, so we'd normally be starting up the engines in a few seconds, but due to icing, they want us to wait until the taxi is complete. Now, is it going to get us onto the correct taxiway? I don't have a GSX profile for this airport, so it might not. It's supposed to put us on this line, I would say. It might not quite nail that, but it might. I don't know. Will GSX know the right distance? It should end up where this front wheel is bang on this yellow line. Let's see. It's turning. It's a nice clean looking airport, I have to say. Are you going to get me bang on? Well, okay. Maybe. That'll be impressive. That's good enough. Mind you, he's not done yet. Don't push me all the way to Toronto, okay? I need to fly some of it. That's pretty damn impressive right there.
Set parking brakes.
Yeah. That's impressive. Nice. Very nice. Well done. Okay, so we cannot have them remove until we get engineering. So let's go to again. I'm thinking Boeing. We don't have to inject the fuel on this, do we? It just does it. No, I'm looking on the wrong screen. But here, yeah, no, it's powering the whole thing up on its own. So as long as we see the EGT, the exhaust gas temperature rising nicely, and we're getting a good N1. Then we know we have a good engine start on number 2. I don't know how to start the chrono on this thing either. Got to reset. Is it just this? Maybe. Yeah, we got a good engine start on that one. So let's get engine 1 fired. N2 will fire up first, and then it'll get to a certain point, 20-25%, and then look at the temperature already here. There she comes. Yep, I can confirm we have a good engine start on both.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
So let's get the handbrake on. Oh, it is on. Okay, that's cool. We're good. We're good. That was easy. There's a lot to getting a plane going, isn't there? It's not like just getting into your car and closing the door and starting. Jeez. Imagine if you had to do some, you know, procedures like this just for a car journey.
Unlocking gear.
Now he'll give us the thumbs up when we're all good to go. Okay, get the pin out.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass bit removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Don't get sucked into the engine either. That would not be good. Alright, so while you're getting into position, I am going to set flaps 2. We will arm the ground spoilers. Don't need to do this right now, but we will. Set auto brakes to maximum. Auto throttle. Do we put that on now? I don't think so. No. Right, so ground spoilers and APU bleed. Alright, I think I'm going to take off the anti-ice right now. I'm going to leave the probe heats on, but turn off the APU. We don't need that anymore because it's powered by the engines. No orange lights anywhere. And I didn't put the beacon light on before starting the engine. What an idiot. And we're going to set the nose to taxi. We are ready to go. Alright, I'm going to need the map, so let's bring it up. Because this is quite the taxi. So yeah, we'll follow the line until we get maybe here. And then just peel off. So let's get this up in the corner. And oh, handbrake. Handbrake? Right. Parking brake. I call it a handbrake. Oh, before we go, one more thing quick. I just want to brighten up the oh, already maximumed. That's the brightest that these go, unfortunately. What's the thing we're missing then? Oh, okay. So we've done the brakes with signs on cabin ready, spoilers on. I've not actually done the cabin, but it looks like we'll be okay. So takeoff config check. And normal. Predicted wind shear, again, something I always forget. Let's put that on. Awesome. Right, before we go away, I want to get rid of that company message. So I think that's in here. Here. And received messages. Does this have the printer? It does. I don't know if it... I think it should work. So, weather data. I don't know how to clear the message, but I guess... No. I just wanted to remove the company message from the thing. But I don't know. I don't think you can. Clear. No. Okay, we'll just leave it. Let's go. Do we have panel lightage? All the lights are on. These tooltips need to be changed. Something a bit more friendly. Right. Descent and approach should be fun. I haven't got any descent information in whatsoever. So I'm taking a chance on that. But like decision altitudes and stuff, I can't even remember where and how to do that. It's been too long. We need to slow the hell down. So we need to come off to our right, not this turn but the next one, and we need to go all the way down to that straight bit. Normally the traffic control would tell you the taxiway to use. So we're going to come down here and we're going to do a little S shape. Going a little bit quick, but we'll be fine. Okay, I think we just follow this down now to the runway, and it should line up nicely with where we are here. So as for Simbrief, the new one, it's kind of nice, but I just wish that the flight plan, you know, the full briefing, the whole briefing thing, I wish it was a bit bigger on the screen. Maybe there's a way to do that I haven't realized. So we can taxi pretty much to the end, and this is runway 22 left. We can enter here, or right at the end. I don't mind entering here, really. That should work for us, no problem. drifting off the center line just a tad. My first time taking off from here, Chicago O'Hare International. Never done this one before. So we're going to take this next right. And this is 22F, there it is. 2L. So we'll just hold short here. Configure the nose light for takeoff position. To the takeoff position. We're all good. Stop over checking. Hey Tim, flying again, yeah. Oh, all the treats. I've only had a couple so far. I had some more yesterday. Some more potato chips yesterday. Yeah, I know. I've had to adjust the weight on the aircraft just to compensate. Alright, I don't need the map anymore. We are good. Alright, passengers. Hold on to your hats and each other. Get ready for takeoff. There's no there's no LNAV and VNAV buttons or any of that stuff on here. They just don't have it. But the plane takes care of it. I mean, that's what I mean. The Airbus is a bit more advanced. Is it advanced? I would say it's more computerized than the Boeing. But the Boeing, I would say, was more hands-on, which I kind of like. I got no issues with that. I kind of prefer it, that there's a bit more to do, a bit more complex. Okay, handbrake engaged. It is. I'm just checking. Do we have a plane at the end of this runway? No. Okay, I'm just seeing things then. Okay, we have a clean runway, we're ready to go. Is this snow? Is that what this is? I don't know, or is it just that is this, yeah, it's snow on the grass, right? I thought it was just because it was this way. That's the way it was. Anyway. Alright. So we are good here, everything is fine. We're going to stick about 40% power on the throttles, leave go of the brakes, and then full on throttle, and let's go. There's the chrono started for our flight time. Brake pressure. Nice, okay, very cool. Alright guys, yeah. Let's lay it on. Punch it, Chewie. I wonder if I can get around that curve when we take off manually. Because it's like up and turn straight away, pretty much. We have a good rate of climb and gear up. I'm gonna have to make this turn fairly soon. So we are still full power on the throttles, and now we're expected to come back into climb. All of a sudden that curve has got very, very small. yeah, now I'm pitching up too much here. Let's get it down. That is snow on the runway, on the airport, I mean. I hadn't even realized that. There is Chicago, I would imagine. Nice screenshot. Okay, it's gonna start beeping at me. That's okay. It's just because I didn't do the flaps, but we're fine. It wasn't obeying the my flaps up button. It wasn't doing it. It's fine, fine. Yeah, I was pressing the button to retract the flaps. Nope, not interested. Wasn't even moving. Yes, I know. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. There, happy? No, not happy. Switch to autopilot then. Talk to me. Oh, you're not happy with the climb mode? Okay. But I've done this twice now. I keep having to reset this where the throttle position is. There. Got it. Okay. See, when I had it in the climb detent, it was still flashing at me on here, and so I had to pull it back a bit more so it would engage, and then it went off again. Anyway, it's there. We're done. Not a problem. I don't know why the flaps weren't retracting. Let me just test. I don't want to test the button because it'll beep again. But yeah, I don't know. My flaps button wasn't moving the handle at all. So I had to do it manual. But anyway, there we go. We're good. Oh, it is snowy, yeah. Wow. There's the airport. I believe the runway we took off from is this one, across there. Down there. So up she goes, up to 18,000, but I think we can configure this. Yeah, we can. We can go straight up. Yeah, best not to go that far, eh? 35 will do. And once we get past 18,000, we'll reset the air pressure to standard. And if there's any ice, then it'll come up on here. So seatbelts, we're at 10,000 feet now, so seatbelts can come off. But they are on auto. No, they're not. I don't know why I keep thinking that. Yeah, the no smoking sign is on all the time because I don't allow any. Smoking in my plane, boy. So everything good. Throttle climb, nav. Plane's happy. Oh, the company message thing, I think we can clear that here, I'm not sure. Clear ecom message. No? Or is that for... Yeah, I think that's for this side, not for this side. Right, fuel. Nothing in the center. We've got most of the fuel in the inner part of the wings and a little bit on the outside. Temperatures -1. So this is the temperature right now, or the TAT is the temperature that is of the air hitting the body of the plane. So you've got to account for friction and stuff, so it'll heat up a little bit. This is the actual outside temperature, but you can see there's a little bit of a difference, how much the air warms up. 18 degrees warmer when it hits the body, if I'm reading that right, which I think I am. Fuel flow 95 kilograms per minute, and we have 64,200 on board. This is just how the fuel is fed, of course. The wheels are all in. They've even got all the pressures on the tires. Nice. Flight controls all working. Tested those. Let's pretend we tested those, but they are. Cabin pressure. Nice. Nice. So much easier than the Boeing. Boeing's easy enough. It's just, yeah. Air conditioning. So there we got perfect temperatures here. But if I reset this, this should be switching to cruise mode, or is that the Boeing that does that? I think that's the Boeing that does that. My God, honestly, yeah, the Boeing, when you get to cruise, it tends to just show this on the screen. APU bleeding, right? And you got your little ram air, which I don't know whether I don't know how to bring that out, the ram air, which I think what that is, hold on, is when, you know, when you've got like no power. What do you mean there's a discrepancy? There can't be, we're on standard now. Go away. Yeah, what you get is on the front of the plane, a little trap door opens and a little fan comes out, a little wrap fan, and it provides a little bit of power, a little propeller. I think you can bring it out on this plane, but I don't know how the hell to do that. But I think you can do it. Probably something up here. I don't know. I only half know what I'm talking about. I know that there is such a device, and I don't know if it's on this plane or the Boeings where you can actually bring that thing out, or maybe both. If you run out of, you know, power, hydraulics and stuff. I really don't know. Just pretend that that I know what I'm talking about. Wondering where such a thing would be. Not that I would want to bring the thing out, of course. But I don't know. I tend to believe that there is that facility on board on the plane. We're getting into some minusy temperatures now. Where was it again? Bleed? Ram air. Yeah. I think that's the same thing, right? As that little... You guys know what I'm talking about? The propeller thing that comes out on the front of a plane, just to give it that power. We have the engines, which are already on right now. Bleed, pressure, electrics. All nice. Hydraulics. Green, blue and yellow. That's the usual. The doors. wheels. I wouldn't even know how to bring up or bring down, I should say, to release the ram air thing. It sounds like something it would be done manual. But you could probably do it with a push of a button. Cockpit door video. I'm not quite sure where that gets displayed. Is it not here? Okay, 1 hour, 1 minute. There we go. Estimated time of arrival, 15:56 Zulu. So yeah, exactly 1 hour, 1 minute away. All good fun. Let's take a look at where we are. And it's cold. But again, this plane will tell you if there's any ice detected on the wing. It'll pop up a message, let you know. I have never tried the terrain on the Fenix, I don't think. But whether it works or not, I do not know. But it looks kind of flat out there. Look at that lovely, the way it just smoothly bends and flexes. Lovely. Absolutely perfect. Oh, those marks are on the window. Another plane up there. But yeah, we're in passenger mode now. I do have a couple of more seats I think we can go to. Let me see. Wow. Honestly, just there, I don't know if you can, that buzzing, that's vibrating my floor, because my subwoofer's on the floor and it's vibrating it. So we got this seat, and then I think we got the guy, a couple of windows in front, over the engine. Very, very cool. Nice. So that was, I just thought it was at the airport when it was all like kind of white color, because the taxiways were nice and brightly colored. I thought it was that was just the look of the airport, but no, not at all. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, these are super dark. So, how are we doing here? So we're going to be flightless. So top of climb is going to be here. I like that it shows it on here as well. On the Boeing it doesn't show you top of climb on here. You just get to see it here. Doesn't really matter. And then we start to come down here. So we're only going to be at top of descent. We're only going to be at 350. Flight level 350 for 59, 80, 81, 91, 100 miles basically, and then we'll be descending again. So let's have a look at descent information, which is gonna be Perth, yeah. So cruise. Fine here. Descent. Again, I'm in Boeing mode. I'm thinking, where do you put the descent wind information? Do you put it in this? Okay, I've got an idea for that. And then we have approach. ILS 23. Oh, okay. This is where we put our decision altitude in. So, let's find out what that is. The decision altitude for runway 23. ILS 23. Let's find out. So we go here into Navigraph, and we have the airport already there, and we want the approach, and we want ILS runway, we want ILS runway 23. Okay, so let's zoomy, and the runway height off the ground is 557, and the decision altitude is 808 feet, and the height is 250 feet. Altitude and height, two different things. So 808 is the number that we want, and this is new deck Calvi. So new deck Calvi Omtok. And now I know a bit more about this, okay? So 3,000 feet at new deck. And then as we descend, this little star here is when we'll pick up the glide slope. So when we're around 1970 feet, this little star is when we start descending, this is the point we'll pick up the glide slope. Right there. So new deck Calvi Omtok. So that should be on our list here. Let's put the barrow in. What was it again? 808. So let's get that. 808. And we'll stick that here. And that filled that in there. Landing config. Flaps 3, yes. I'm happy with that. So our approach is 137. QNH. Well, I could put it in now, but it might change. So I guess I'll get that a little bit later. This is VLS. I think this is... No, that's slats right there. Clean. Slats. Flaps. Not 100% sure on this one. Just this landing speed. This is the approach speed, 137. This will be our landing speed, I guess. And then I go around if we need to go around, but I don't think so. Right, so QNH and temp. We're not going to get that from here, from the weather yet, because we're too far away from the airport. I wonder if this can tell us. So we've got our arrival performances we can put in. So we're coming in runway 23. I apply the meta EC. Oh, is this it? Okay, apply it then. Oh, cool. It's got the weather information for the arrival runway. Now, what is the runway like? I don't know if it's wet. Is it raining? It's -5 in Pearson, Toronto. -5, guys. -8 overnight. Or at night, lowest temperature. I don't know what all of this means. SLP. Slippery? I don't know. Well, given the temperature, I'm going to select that the runway is good to medium. I'm going to take a chance on that one. So, landing weight. I don't know. It depends. I don't know how much fuel we're going to burn. See, what you would do is you would look at your takeoff weight. Have a look at amount of fuel that is estimated you're going to be using on the flight, and then you kind of put a landing weight in from there. What that's going to be though, I couldn't even begin to guess, but we're right now 4.3 tons. What's the fuel flow? 920 kilograms per hour, and we've got another hour to go, right? So if we take off 940, 1,000, let's take off 1,000, so let's say 3,350, let's say, is going to be our landing weight. And yeah, I don't know if I'm even calculating that right. Oh, 33.5 tons. That's the same thing, isn't it? Right, auto brakes, we're going to have, I tend to go low on this one, so let's go low. Idle with no reverses, no, we're going to have maximum reverse. Manual landing, I guess so. Flaps full, whoa, auto throttle on, yes. Okay, what else? When does it calculate this? Okay. Am I missing a button here? Normally it would calculate the distance. Oh, okay. This is wrong. Yeah, I think it's 3.3. Hmm. 3.5. Why is it still doing 35? I'm adding the decimal point here. Okay, well let's round it up to 4 tons then. I don't know. Doesn't like it. 4.0. Right, okay, I got you. I understand. This is the landing weight of the aircraft, isn't it? So it is, I was right. 335. How is that wrong? Do you know what it is then? Oh, this is fuel on board, sorry. Dopey. Okay. I will work this out. We need the 0 fuel weight. Right, we're going to have 3,300 kilos. 3.3 tons of fuel is what we're going to have. I don't want this. I want my my weight right now, I guess. We're going to lose... Oh, what's happened now? God. How can I get... I can get the weight information from here, but I don't want to... I don't want to switch screens right now, but I guess I'm going to have to. I need some live info, which I think is here. So 0 fuel weight. So let's call that 60,000 plus 3,300 of fuel, which we'll have. Gross weight. We need this, don't we? We need this, I think. Because this is with passengers and everything. This is with just, this is the plane without fuel and stuff in. So, we need this 637 minus we're going to burn off another 1,000 of fuel. This doesn't make any sense to me. 63. All these numbers have changed because we've got like less than an hour to go now. So I'm just going to have to guess. 3,000. Yeah. Let's go with 60 tons landing weight. It's probably not going to be, but whatever. I'm just playing around with it, really. This isn't information that's crucial. No, that's too much. I'm obviously not calculating from the right numbers. Can you disappear that again? Okay. So this is what the aircraft weighs right now, minus the amount of fuel. That's with the 4,000 on board. And we're going to lose another 1,000 kilos, another ton, before we land. So it should be 60, 62, let's say 62.5. Why doesn't it like that though? What am I doing wrong? Does anybody on the chat, if there is anyone there, do you know? Because I've been talking to myself for the last hour and a half. I don't know. I need to figure out how to put this in, but it seems happy with 40 something. I just want to see, there's the graphic. Oh, it likes that. 60.4. Okay, fine. So this is our landing distance. That's all this was for. The bleeding landing distance. I think it's going to be a little bit more than that, but clearly there's plenty enough runway. Yeah, so it likes that. This is good. So that's providing we use maximum reverse thrust. If we don't, then it's a little bit more. That's fine. Right, so what we'll do is we'll refresh the METAR. And we're going to need 3017. It's going to be our air pressure coming down. Cool. This should be our top of descent. Yep. So this is the point where the plane's going to start descending. So let's run through flight plan here, and we're going to pick out a very low constraint. Come on, keep going. Okay, that says 2999. I'm going to, I would say 3000 on top 1970. Did that last time. This is where we'll pick up the glide slope. So I guess 1970 will be fine. I'm all now. There we go, 1900. Oh, that was a mistake. How to correct it? I've already messed up. That's very typical of me. Okay, I've told the plane now 35,000 and I've told it to do that. It needs to start ascending. Oh, okay, it's got past the TOD then, has it? You're confusing me now. Did you get past? No, you didn't. Fine. Down you come then. Was descending early. Screw it. It should still meet the constraints using VNAV, so it shouldn't, this shouldn't be a problem. Enter destination data. I will. We're a little early though. So we are. Let's just refresh it because I don't trust it. So 3017 and it's -1 degree there right now. So I forgot that pressing managed mode brings the plane down immediately. Again, it's something that doesn't happen in the Boeing, so that's why I get it mixed up. Everything else is in, so we can clear that. So, by the time it reaches Fingal, it should hold at 19,000, which is here. So it should not dip under that. Flight level 60, what are you talking about? It needs to hold at 19,000 all by itself. I hope it does. But we are on the path because this green dot I think is the ideal descent flight path. So as long as it's in the middle, this is like how you see on the Boeing. You got the diamond. Anybody on the chat at all? Just wondering whether anyone's out there, really. Oh, did I move? I did. I moved the throttles. Quite sure what or why that happened. I am expecting a disaster here, things to go wrong. tends to happen on descent for me lately. Just lurking, says Mark. Okay, thank you, man. If the plane reaches 19,000 before it gets to Fingal, it needs to hold that altitude. I don't know why it says 60 here. Seeing any ice build up on the wings or the engines. So that's okay. Is the anti-ice on? No, I took it off, didn't I? I'm sure I've got all the wrong lights on as well, though. Yeah, I do. It's not letting me press this button. Oh, you little swine. Look at this. Looks like it's going to reach the constraint here, I guess. Which would make sense. It's reaching it a bit late, and we are above the dot. So that kind of ties in. More drag, it says. Okay. Let me give you some spoiler alert. We just initiate some drag to get us a bit back in line, and we're about there. Nice. $19,000 right on the button, pretty much. So now we're dropping below flight path, I think. Yeah, welcome to Canada. Nope, that's not this screen. There we go. Okay, so now it's leveling up a little. What's our next constraint then? 15,000 at Rocktow. 250 knots. Well, we're already underneath that. But that's okay. So the plane now has just leveled itself out a little bit, and it should start descending for 15,000 to make Rotco. So, just to refresh on the META 3017, because we're just about to drop under the transition altitude. is definitely snowy out there. Hey, Von Doodle. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Von Doodle, for your kind £4.99 super chat in lurking.
Thank you, man. Appreciate the support, as always. And thank you for lurking. Again? Oh, I did move. I did move the thrust lever. I did. My fault, completely. I did. Yes, it's not like on the Boeing, where the Boeing you can just... I can move my actual physical throttle, and it doesn't matter because the autopilot has the plane. But on this, no, you can't do that. Yeah. Because you'll see on the Boeing, it moves the throttles by itself. On this, it does not. It doesn't move the physical throttles, what I'm saying. Barrow ref. Discrepancy. Okay, you want me to check that? I think I might know what it means. 808 radio? No? Okay. It doesn't like the Barrow reference. But. ILS? That's what it says. What do you want? This one? 980? Let me put 980 and see if it's happy with that. Cross check. You can't be wanting the height, surely. Yeah, you know what? I'm happy with 808. That's what Navigraph says. That's what I'm following with. Clear the message. If it fails, it fails. Yep, Navigraph says 808. That's what I'm following. Right, Durlo. So, Rocktow is our thing. Let's go up. There it is. So we've got to be, it says here we've got to be under 15,000 and above 11,000. So anywhere within that range by the time we get to Rocktow, and we have to be not going any faster than 250 knots. Currently at 240, so that's fine. I don't know why it says 6,000 though, when I've clearly told it that the minimum here is going to be 19, but 1900. But okay. Loads of reasons why things can go wrong now. So, this is your captain speaking. We're descending and landing into Pearson International Airport in Toronto. Please make sure that all of your blah 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 is blah blah, and your blah blahs are blah blah as well. Leicester B. Pearson International. TYYZ, correct. Runway 23, ILS, correct. Decision altitude for ILS approach is 808 feet. The glide slope, you pick it up at Omtok at 1970, 1,970 feet. final approach course is 237, and the localizer is 111.5. That's your ILS frequency here, 111.5. So that 111.5 should already be row. Where do we go? Here. No, here. No, there. 111.5. It's got it. It's put it in. Oh, course. Okay, we can put that in if it stops being blitty. So final approach course is 237. Let's add that. 237. Put it on the other side as well. For no apparent reason. I don't normally add these in. This is... isn't this for the VOR 1? Oh no, these are VOR 1 and 2 frequencies. Frequency of VOR 1 and 2, yeah, okay. I'm learning as I go, guys. Oh yeah, course is 2... It's got the course here, 236. Glide slope -3, that is normal. It says course is 236. That's what it's put in of its own accord. Navigraph says 237, so it's a 1 degree difference. We will see. Right. Also, as we're coming in past New Deck, Calv and Omtok. So, New Deck is going to be around 3,000, as is Calvi. And then we'll descend to 1970. Omtok, at which point we'll pick up the glide slope, and the plane should bring itself down nicely. One would hope. Can we tango it all the way to the runway, all the way to the parking gates? Never mind the runway. And it looks snowy. Oh, we're making a turn here. Let's take a look at where we're going. Oh yeah, this is our turn over to Rocktow. And the plane is getting itself down to 15. Green dot bang in the middle. Always good news. 3,600 kilos of fuel left. So I estimated we'd burn another 300 and be landing with around 3.3 tons of fuel, but let's see how that goes. We've been flying, well, we took off 50 minutes ago. Okay, so I'm going to apply low brakes for landing, and we're still at 15,000. We'll arm the spoilers as well when the time comes. That should have been back in normal. And we'll hit flaps 2 as well when we need to. Yeah, there's your cruisy things. Look, what I said before. When you get to cruise, it shows the cabin temperatures. There it is. Okay, so now it's allowed to descend after Rocktow to meet 8,000 by is it man up? It is man up. So we need to descend a little quicker then. It's okay. See, I think this yellow line is us. This is the plane. This is the ideal flight path, so we're above that. But it's bringing us back into line. Nicely. I hope my frame rates don't freak out. I'm going to light up and have a smoke in the plane's loo. Yeah, well, you're allowed. Night charts. Yeah, this is how I like the look of it like this. Yeah, I do like the dark look. Straight in landing. Localizer. DME. Yeah, we're coming in ILS. There's lots of other info as well you can look at on these charts. Not just this particular chart, but like other approaches, and there's all sorts of stuff, all sorts of information which I don't normally check out. There's the airport elevation, 569. The runway is 557. But normally the decision altitude is like 100, 200 feet above that. You'd expect this to be 657 or 757. But, oh, here, what's this? Alright, so these are our ground speed, not ILS. Glide slope 3 degrees. So are these the speeds expected at these altitudes? I don't know. Don't know. Have to sift through that. Check it out. Right, so we're going to be going past the airport very soon. On our right, which I think is this. I don't know. And then because we have to descend a bit more and bring the whole plane down, but it now needs to get to 8,000 and 220 knots by the time it makes man up. But you need to start slowing down. So, is this Toronto there? I don't know, that's too small. So where's the runway? So the runway, we're here. We have got a wind, as you can see. Look at this. We've got a 50 knot wind in this direction, but it's pushing the tail that way. And that's why we're a bit tilted. But if we look out over in this direction, at 8 nautical miles away, you should see the airport. And there it is. This is where we're landing then. But where the hell's our runway? Why are they all facing that way? Surely we're coming in on one in this direction. It has to be. Yeah, look, the runway is that way. I don't see it. I guess it has to be this one. Yeah, so there's our airport. And that might be Toronto. And that cloud layer. Okay, it's actually made the speed 220, which is the correct one. So now it's got to come down to 210 and make, is that 6,000? It is. Yeah, 6,000 TASCU, maximum speed, and there's the altitude. Exactly 6,000. And then we've got all of this in which to lose another 3,000 feet down to Omtok, by which time we'll pick up the glide slope and just sail it into the thing. Do you always put the approach altitudes in for the waypoints? You mean these purple ones? They are automatic because they're constraints, and the plane's computer is programmed with all of those. It knows all of them. Oh, here's that 6,000 it was doing. Yeah, no, the constraints are pre-programmed because these are unless air traffic control tells you otherwise, these are it's these values every day. You know, if you look at the charts, okay, now it's going down to 3,000. So let's say like Calvi 3,000, right? But if you look at the chart, 3,000. So you got new deck at 3,000. As you come along, Calvi is also 3,000. But you can see that it is in purple, which means it's a constraint. You have to obey those. These small numbers, these are just intermediate altitude calculations that the plane makes. You know, it knows that it has to be at 6,000 at Tasku, and it knows that when it gets down to Calvi, it has to be at 3,000. Okay, it says 2,999, but whatever. And what it's done here is it's automatically added these values by calculating. At the 3 degree descent that I'll be making, which is what it will be doing, these will be the altitudes I'll be making when I hit these waypoints here. But the ones with the stars are the purple ones, and they are constraints. So yes, these are things. Otherwise, if you are on VATSIM and the guy tells you descend to 2,500 for Calvi, then you would do that, and you could actually, I think you could program it in here and just actually type in /2,500 and just click the button, and it should redo it. But you do it manually, whatever. But yeah, no, those are pre-calculated. You don't need to put any of those in. So you basically got two types. You've got the constraints, and you've got the ones that the plane calculates. And it calculates that based on the performance information you put in, the weight of the plane, and all that stuff. And the airplane knows how to calculate based on its descent path of 3 degrees here. So yeah, it knows. The computer works it all out for you, basically. Alright, we're going to be making this thing now. So I'm going to put the localizer and glide slope things on here now. So we've got these dots. And I'll try not to forget to arm approach mode. Once we get to Calvi, I'll get approach mode on, and then we're good. So, do we have any flaps information on here? Yeah, we do. So 250. So right. So we want to be 230 and 215. Flaps 2 is going to be 200 knots maximum. So once we get under 200, we can be at flaps 2, flaps 3, and then full flaps at 177. He doesn't get much of a view, and he does. There's the slats going up automatically. That's kind of a nice view, isn't it? It's the haze that makes it, though. Oh, it's windy. It is windy, though. What's the current wind here that we have? 39. We've got a tailwind. That's not helping. A 40-knot tailwind almost. Just pushing us from behind. I don't like that. Don't like that. It's better to have a headwind. Gives the plane a bit more lift, you know. Oh, it's having to manage these throttles like crazy. So we're currently doing 210. So technically we could go flaps 1 right now. So, oh, it has. It's worked this time. It's working. My flaps button's working again. And there it is. It's got the frequency there. Nice. So you bring it down to 3000 and we'll start the the descent phase. So at Calvi, we want to be looking at whatever speed was on above. I don't know, 210, I guess. 210 it would be. Yeah, we're at 210. No, 210 is the program speed. We're underneath it. Okay. But vertically coming down, as you can see here, we're spot on. No, I don't know. Is that the airport? I have no idea.
2,500.
Flaps 2. Might be a little bit early. How far are we from the runway? Engine anti-ice. Wow. Okay. Let's get all the anti-ice on. I'm going to put the landing lights on, if it'll let me, because it has 2 positions. Thank you. It wastes your time when it doesn't want to do it like this properly, and then by the time you've looked back out the window, it's all gone tits up. Come on, you've got to drop another 200 feet here. It knows it has to make 3,000 because there it is. Man, it is windy though. Now the wind is pushing this way. You can see the direction that the wind's pushing at, in 32 knots. So yeah, it's a little bit turbulent at the moment. I'm assuming this would be Toronto or all of this. So we've got 2 more flap settings to go then. We've got flaps 3 and full. And we're going to arm the spoilers. And once we get past Calvi, we're going to hit approach. You can do that right now. Hit approach mode. Stick on both autopilots. I think the second one merely acts as a redundancy. So ground spoilers are armed, auto brakes are armed, approach mode is on. Yeah, no, that's the wrong one. So once this purple diamond gets in the middle, we'll have the glide slope, I think, which is at 1,970 feet, right? Okay, we got the runway directly in front of us. I don't see much. It might be this. Flaps 3 engaged. Landing gear down. And just before the approach, we'll go full flaps. So we are 7.5 miles away from the runway. It's not this, because that's a building. It's be just after. I can't quite see the runway lights yet, but okay, so now you can see the diamonds on vertical and horizontal have lined up, and it has got the glide slope. So we have a category 3 dual, in other words, an auto landing. Normally when it nips itself under somewhere between 700 and 1,000 feet, I tend to
Speed, speed, speed.
yeah, I know. Shouldn't you be taking care of that with the auto throttle? Okay. I told you it would go wrong. Did I not say it was going to go wrong?
Flight slope.
The autopilot had everything.
Flight slope. Flight slope. Flight slope.
The autopilot had everything. Everything, man.
Flight slope. Flight slope.
It had the glide slope. It did everything
Flight slope.
correctly. I don't know where I'm going now. I only know where the runway is because of the gauge. But it looks like we're not going to make it. Where is the freaking runway anyway? Doing this manual now. Why does something always
Speed, speed, speed.
Why does something always go wrong at the end? Always. And it's always for a different freaking reason. I can't take care of the beeps. I don't really give a frig what the beeps are. So we're going to be a little bit high and late, but that's life.
Sync rate.
100. 40, 30, 20, retard, 5,
No idea why all that crap happened. I don't know what went wrong there. It was on the glide slope, everything was fine, and then it just fucked up. There was one point where I switched from approach mode back to localizer, and then I went back to approach mode, but it didn't hamper the autopilots. It was all fine. Oh, it was on auto throttle, unless it's just come back on again. I'm sure that light was off. It didn't hamper the autopilots, but yet they just suddenly freaked out. Slats is not in takeoff config. That's because we're not taking off. So I don't know why. I don't know why suddenly I can't get a decent approach and landing anymore. Something always going wrong. It never used to happen to me though. I've always been able to fly the two planes, the Boeings and the Airbuses, and land them. I've done so many good landings, and now it's just every freaking time it's something else. It's a different thing. It's a different issue, and it's hard to fix and diagnose. Like, I can't say, oh, I know, I'll do the flight again, and then do exactly the same thing and see what happens and see if it happens again and see how to avoid it. because then all that'll happen is it'll be a different issue instead, and then the issue I had previous will be fine. It won't make that same error. You know what I mean? It'll do something else. So it's really hard to sort it out if the same error is, if it's the same error, the same user mistake, or you know, I'm doing the same thing wrong every single time, then it's easy to fix that problem. But chasing down the last problem you had and figuring it out, and then go, oh, I know what it was, I know why it happened, and then you go into the flight and you remember to not do that again, but then some other fucking thing happens, and it's like a dog just constantly chasing its tail. It's impossible to nail a fucking landing, because it's always something. And I did everything right there. We captured the glide slope, and we had a Category 3 dual. For that, the plane lands itself. I don't have to do anything, really. And something still went wrong. The only thing I can pin it down to is me cancelling approach mode and then putting it back on approach mode, which really shouldn't have thrown it out. I mean, okay, I got the plane landed, but that's no consolation. I want to know what the hell went wrong and why. Seriously annoying. It's like every time I land, it's like, oh, here's a pilot test coming up, you know. So annoying. The worst is when you've got like, now this stream's been 2.5 hours since the start, so let's call it a, you know, since setting up the flight plan and the whole deal, it's been around 2.25 hours. And for me personally, when I get a fucked up landing, because let's face it, that's what it was. We landed, but something went wrong. And it's kind of, it's like, it's a whole waste of time. It's like it's wasted 2.5 hours of my time, because I like to have the perfect flight. And there's no reason at this stage why I shouldn't be able to do that. I mean, if I'd never, ever had a perfect landing before, or not a perfect landing, there's no such thing. If I'd never had a good landing in this plane, and I've messed it up every single time I've ever flown it, then it would be more easy to accept. But it's not the case. I have flown the A320s so often, and I don't even get respite when it comes to the Boeings. They give me crap as well. What must I do? I'm not changing the approach. I'm not changing my procedures that I've done to get good landings. They've always been the same. Hey Andy. So I'll have to have a look at the stream and see what the fuck caused it. The annoying thing is as well is when you hear all this beep 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 and all that stuff, it always sounds worse than what it is. Like, it makes it sound like there's a big panic situation on. I'm surprised it doesn't overwhelm pilots when you get that stuff. I know they can silence some of them. Sometimes they don't silence though. But it always sounds like it's a really bad panicky situation and, oh, you've really fucked up here, you've really fucked up. But it's not really that bad, it's just that it's having a whinge at something and I'm now in control of the plane, so I'm correcting it anyway. And sometimes I can't be bothered to chase down the buttons that turn off the alarms. Yeah, but it's always as if it's the plane shouting at you when it doesn't need to. Yeah, basically I'm saying it makes it sound worse than what it actually is. My main problem was until I got to the runway, I couldn't identify where the hell it was. But then I did see it. Obviously the weather isn't helping. And yeah, we got it down, so. But for me, you know, just because I got it landed doesn't mean I need to be satisfied with that. I'm not by any means. So yeah, just having a little rant here. I'm kind of fed up with it, you know. I just need, I don't know, 80% of my commercial jet flights, I need them to just go without issues. Unless, you know, if I get a beep and I go, oh, damn, I forgot to do this or I forgot to do that. That I'm fine with. I can reconcile that in my head, and it's not a problem. But things that go wrong when you don't expect it to, because you know you've done everything by the book, that's the ones I can't freaking handle. And no, Mr. Budman, this any landing you can walk away from thing, I don't buy into that, because I do these flights because I want to know I can do it. I want to know I can fly this plane. You know, and that includes cold and dark startup, taxiing, takeoff, cruise, descent, approach, landing, taxiing. I want to know I can do it all. And I want the flight to go without a hitch, like a normal flight would in the real world. You know? And it's always at the freaking approach stage, the final approach, where things are just fucking up. And then I have to end up disconnecting the autopilot and bringing it in myself. I was going to land the plane myself anyway, but I wanted to do it without all the beeps and all the fanfare. So just the fact that I got the plane down and everybody's fine, it doesn't make up for it at all. I feel like I want to just fly back now. See, last time I forgot to arm the approach mode. This time I didn't forget. And then something else went wrong. Fuck. But now I'm going to find out whether disarming approach mode and then rearming it again 1 second later would cause the issue that we had. Because it might be that. And if it is that, then that's fine. I can live with that, because I'll know that that was the reason. But in my head, I'm telling myself that switching from approach mode to localizer and back again immediately, I don't think it should have thrown out the plane, like confused it. These are clever aircraft, and I don't know. If it does confuse the plane, then that's the answer. That's the reason, and I can live with that. And I'll just know not to not to mess with it. I don't know why I pressed the localizer button. There was no real need for me to do that. But anyway, such is life. Once you've come to a complete stop, Asobo, can we get rid of the box? Again, they need to give us an option to not display this. There is an option that takes this away, but it also takes away other markings and stuff that you want. I think maybe the taxiway dots as well go away with the square box. And I want to keep the taxiway dots. There's not a separate option to remove the parking box, which is kind of an issue. Right, let's do the lights. What I don't like about this as well, the Fenix, I'm not sure if fly-by-wire stuff is the same thing. I don't think it does. But when you select this camera, it's unmovable. I can't move my head around and look around from here. It's static. So I can't focus on buttons and stuff like that. I've just got what I've got. And I don't know why it's different on this plane than it is than it is on the others. See? Makes it sound like the whole world's falling apart. But it really isn't. So you don't get this stuff. I know this is true to life, but you don't get this in fly-by-wire, which is sometimes a good thing. Side stick fault. See, this could be normal. This, for all we know, these messages would pop up in the real plane when you start shutting systems down, like what I'm doing. And it's saying that there's a fault here and there's a side stick fault, probably because I've cut the power, right? And it's probably normal, but to the uninitiated and the it might seem like it's a you've screwed that up as well now, this is messed up. And it still says that my landing lights are on. Because they're two 3-position switches. Right, well I guess that's flight over. So as for Simbrief, let's transition. As for Simbrief, I don't know what I think of it. It's different, clearly. Let me just switch it over here. But this briefing preview is a lot smaller now than it used to be. I wonder if using Firefox is thing. Oh, we can do it that way, I suppose. We can increase the font that way. But it would be nice if you could either remove the map temporarily, or at least, you know, when you get the button in the, you get the mouse in the middle and you've got that two-way arrow and you can slide it across like that. It would be nice to have this as an app, actually. Weather, okay. Oh, so I can do it from here? So I could have just done... Oh, damn it, I could have just done it from here. It even tells you the transition altitude, elevation of the runway. Current weather is VFR? Really? Okay. Yep. Maximum visibility. So yeah, you can use VFR rules. Yeah, all the weather's here. These are all the last. This is 13 minutes past 6, 14 minutes, 15 minutes past 6, and 16 minutes past 6. So these are like 1 minute, every 1 minute updates, I guess. The TAF I don't use. That's a different way of displaying the weather than METAR. I prefer METAR because I understand it more. Chemical residue present on runway 5. Okay. I don't know why that would be useful in the simulator, but there you go. So where are we? America. So this is this current satellite imagery? Yeah. 18th of Feb at 1540. So this was half an hour ago. This was your satellite info. I was expecting it to zoom out there. Okay. Significant weather charts. Again, let's check out the United States. I suppose this is a good way of finding out where it might be wet or windy, and then just doing a flight from there, you know, specifically so you can fly in a specific weather, as opposed to in real life, in real time, as opposed to doing it by going into the weather and setting a preset of rain, you know. Rather than forcing false weather to go to a place that's actually raining and fly out of there, that'd be cool. So we've got our flight plan there. And there's a cross there. But I want to get rid of this. See, we have a split screen effect, and I really would like to have it. I would like to have it so that we don't have the split screen, where we can just have this bigger. This briefing preview. How do I read this briefing? Oh, okay, it's telling you how to do it. Okay, well, I don't need that. Yeah. You have a copy here. That's good. For something. You got all your weather information here anyway. And one of these is weather. There we go. And here we go. This is our takeoff. Top of climb. We go along here, top of descent, and then we just come straight down. That was our flight path, so to speak. Yeah. But I would really like to see the operational flight plan, this thing, like big, full page, kind of like we did before. And it would be nice if you... Oh, wait a minute. View PDF? Okay, well, that'll do. Be nice to have it in dark mode, but... Yeah, okay, I suppose this is an answer to it. Now you've got your top of climb, wind, and all the descents. I didn't put those descent winds in. I didn't know where to go for that. I know we put them in on takeoff, so I don't know whether it was in that same page or whether you had to go to a descent page. Can't remember exactly the page we used to put them in, so I can't say whether there was an opportunity to do that. But we were at 350, so I would have put in the wind information, what I normally do, the 200, the 150 and the 100 I would have put in. And all of the waypoints that we fly, from takeoff, we go to eBake and Wizmo, these are all the waypoints. And then you have your latitude, longitude here, and your wind information for every waypoint. Yeah. Passengers and cargo. So the weight of all these 162 passengers, which I think is defaulted to around 80 kilos per passenger or something, plus the cargo totals this. So I guess it's 13. What? Can 162 people weigh 13 tons? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, 13 tons of meat. Yeah, I mean, it's good. This is, look at the flight plan though. I mean, they give you like a nice index here and everything. But it's kind of cool. I like the layout better, but it would be nice to not have this map on all the time. And maybe there is a way to remove it that I don't know about. Flight plans can be validated. Eurocontrol. Okay, I don't know anything about that. The briefing preview should also give us the map as well, though. Underneath. Come on. Well, yeah, it's a cut down version. Yeah, it's a cut down version. It's not as detailed. Yeah. It would be nice to remove this and have this bit the full width. Other than that, I guess it's okay. And the downloads are right there, nice and easy. That's kind of cool. And then back in the dashboard, that was our last flight that went all narky at the end. Yeah. I'll look back on the stream anyway, and I'll take a look at the approach, and I want to see if after I switched to the localizer and back, whether that was the point where it started to just go a little bit nutty, and if it is that, then I'm good with it. I can settle for that. I already have this Simbrief downloader. It's basically an application that you would run, and all it does is it does exactly what this does, where it just downloads to a specific format, like this one for the Aerosoft CRJ, this one for the Aerosoft Airbus, and then we have a standard Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, they've added 2020 for no reason, but anyway, so the MSFS one, which is what the Let's download that. I don't know where it's going to put it though. I'm going to put it into my documents and do I have flight plans. So now when we go to the plane, instead of importing it, it won't work for the Fenix or the Boeings because it doesn't use flight plans from the actual in-game flight planner. It doesn't. It can't use them. You have to do it via Simbrief. But other planes can, like this one that you're looking at. So if we switch here and go to space and load from PC, you won't be able to see the dialog pop up, but it has documents, flight plans, and that one. There it is. That's our Simbrief flight plan. Bake, Gizmo, Post, Paddy, blah, 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 and Nuba. And once you put, like, it goes from Nuba to the runway, to the airport, but obviously there are waypoints in between that gets filled in. So you've got ILS 23, and now you can see it's added rock tow and all the other things that we saw on our plane. Rock tow, man up, Tasku, remember all the ones that we saw? Calvi, Omtok. See, puts them all in for you. So if we zoom in down here, and now you'll see this is obviously when we did it on the Airbus, they're not right angles. It's all nice smooth curves. The plane doesn't do that, but it's essentially the same thing, and it just gives you a nice straight in approach. Yeah, so this was the exact flight we flew, and if we now switch planes to, say, what would be a good one? Oh, the Vision, the G2. Right, so we'll go on that one. And now, wait a minute. Yeah. Hold on. It can still use high altitude airways, so it's still fine. Which one is our official? Is it this one? What? What's going on here? I'm just looking at the flight time. This is a fast little plane. It'll do speeds like 250, 260 knots, like we were flying in the Airbus. Why is this saying 1323? Is it suggesting that this plane's going to take 13 hours to fly this flight? No way, man. No way. It'll do it pretty damn quick. 8 hours, 1 hour 50. What? What? And we need to go from... Can't put it in the same gate. Let's have a look. I'm not going to fly it, but just want to test something here. Let's go to details. And it's a small aircraft. We took off from C2, which... Here. C4. That's where we took off from. And we went all the way down. Yeah. So, we're a small plane. We're not a big plane, so we're not allowed to be there. But where are the small planes allowed to be? On here. It's on a ramp. Okay. Oh, it's at the fuel box? Okay, that's fine. It'll do, it'll ask me for fuel when we get there. So it can't be 13 hours of flight. Not with this. This is a fast plane. No way. That's wrong information. I'm going to click fly now. I want to see if the Garmin's going to give me an ETA. But yeah, there we go. So that's Simbrief, the new one. I kind of like it. I wish we had the option as well to go back to classic version as well. But maybe I'll get used to this version, and then I'll like it. I had no idea that Simbrief were even considering doing a redesign. It's kind of cool. I like it all in dark mode as well. Looks really good. Alright, so we're back here again. Alright, so obviously we're at the fuel, and it's asking us now for put fuel on. De-icing. 15 suitable areas for de-icing. No. I'm not actually starting at a runway, but if I was, it would be 22 left, I think it was. Don't want to do any of that. Go away. Weird aliasing issues or whatever that might be. So this is a nice little simple jet, but no way, man, does it take 13 hours. Right, where's all the... Oh, I know where it is. Get the probe on. Anti-icing as well, but I'm not flying it. I want to see it put the route in. So there's e-bake, there's the first one. Does it have... Does it have an ETE? Ah, it's not showing it. Why? ETA? No, nothing. See, this is 40 nautical miles. That's the distance to e-bake. Oh, why aren't you showing me the... Oh, maybe because we need to be moving first? Where's the range on this thing now? These newfangled displays. That's frequency. How do I zoom this out? So we've got the PFD, this fella, initialization. Right, of course. Putting the fuel in and all that stuff. Let's just accept that. Flight plan. So, e-bake. You're not going to tell me how long you're going to take, are you? You basket. So, in the procedures, we've got all, yeah, these are for the arrival and departures, but they're all programmed in already. Normally there's a twiddly button for the range, but like these. But I don't think, I think these only work for these little screens. They don't range out. We can have, yeah, PFD settings, MFD settings. So the MFD settings is for this. See, we can just switch it around. We've got charts as well. Unable to display chart. Chart options. Why can't you display it? Interesting. Oh, right. Charts data fell. Right, that's got to be then a setting, a Navigraph, that it's not connecting to my account. So how would I do that? Aircraft systems? No, VAMs? VAMs? Not that. Aircraft systems. Connecting it to my Navigraph utilities setup. Navigraph charts. On. Ah, here we go. Link account. Okay, it's up on my browser. So I'm just typing in my login details. Tell it to allow, and allow again for some reason. And it says it's linked. Click. Good work. Yes. Okay, so now if I go to charts, thank you. That's not the departure I want. So how do I... Dude, what the hell? How do I pick my departure? Airport info. You're putting it up on here, right? Right. And departures. Yeah, that's... I don't know, is this the only departure option I have? That's really weird. Now let's go all. Arrival. We're actually departing from here. So again, how do I zoom in and out on this? I think these are touch screens, but it's not really working here. No idea. Yeah, I'm just wondering whether there's a little hidden button somewhere that does it. Okay, well, forget that. I love how easy this plane is to just fly. De-ice on, chill de-ice. To power it up, where is it? And the joystick. Just that. And that. That's it. Now do you have an ETA? No. Why? Do I have to be in flight then? Waiting for pressures to come up then. Pressures and temps all in green. Well, the oil temperature needs to come up a little. There we go. I don't know whether to take off just to have a look at the ETA, see what happens. Checklist, I'm not going to bother. The only thing I want to do is the Bose headphones, just remove them. the thing here. It looks like it's not giving us that. Remember when we took off with the Airbus, we had to do a curl round. Come on. Oh. Just want to get an ETA. Certainly not flying that entire flight again. Over the grass. I can really feel the wind pulling this plane to the right. We're just going to go straight up. Yep, I'm having to correct here to keep the thing straight. We're really getting pulled. Oh my goodness. Obviously it's more susceptible to wind. So we need to do that. We do need to do that U-turn though. So we are now full power. Right, what do we have? Anything? Yes, estimated time en route. Estimated time of arrival. 1654 was estimated time, UTC. Well, there's no way it's going to do that either, because that means we're going to get there in 10 minutes. Yeah, okay, forget it. I just wanted to find out about that on the map, why it was saying 13 hours. I wanted to prove it wrong, but no, don't trust them. I think I'd prefer to just start with a blank flight plan, generate one with Simbrief, and then just put it in manually on the computer. That would be the best way to do it. Okay dudes, there we go. Simbrief plus a USA to Canada flight. So, hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it more than I did. But there you go. Alright guys, thank you anyway for being here, as always. I appreciate your time. And yeah, I'll be back with something a bit more exciting. Till then, take care guys. Hasta luego. Adios. And next time.